Today we're exploring the mangrove palmetto habitat of South Central Florida. Let's see what we can find. So these are mangroves. These grow in swampy, kind of wet environments in the southeast United States. You'll find them all the way down to South America. They got these crazy root systems right here that help them absorb water up into the tree. But if you look up at them, they can grow super tall. This is a young mangrove right here. And as we can see, these leaves look kind of matte, but then also to the light, they kind of reflect, right? What's really cool about the texture of these guys is they're made so that they can wick away all the salty air and salty water that the roots suck in. This is a young one. It hasn't fully kind of rooted out yet, but you can see some of the mature plants back there have really rooted out and are just sucking that nutrients up in very beautiful patterns, almost jungly like patterns. They create great habitat for lots of animals. This is probably a fantastic spot for a baby alligator or a alligator mama to raise her young. All right, behind me, we have a barred owl. Now this is an eastern population barred owl in central southern Florida. You can see the cardinals are reacting to its presence, but it is currently sitting feet away from this estuary. And you can hear this Carolina wren just figured out its presence. Now we're right near this owl, and what this owl is likely doing is actually waiting to possibly catch frogs or even fish out of this estuary. They're one of the few owl species that will actually catch fish and frogs. Let's see if we can get a closer look. So the barred owls in Florida are a little more brown on average than the ones we have back in the Midwest. One thing that people don't realize for this big owl, you'd be like, oh, this bird's at the top of the food chain down here. Clearly it's doing just fine for itself. Well, actually, since they're not typically found during the day, it'll be leery of all the other birds, and actually, the small birds, the songbirds, are actually the ones that it's afraid of the most. And this is because they will alert other larger prey of its presence. Great horned owls will eat these barred owls. And in some very rare cases, barred owls will even eat each other. And again, it was probably just wanting to hunt some frogs in this estuary here. They love themselves some frogs. This is definitely a better name for it. In Asia, they got fish owls. This could be our frog owl. Absolutely gorgeous. And it might be flying time, and there it goes. Now, I don't know if you guys noticed, but when that owl flew, one thing that we all didn't hear was its wings. And that's because owls have coating all over their wing, a powder that literally dampens the sound so that we can't hear any of their movements. And that helps them hunt for mice, frogs in this case, fish, so that the prey don't even know they're coming. Check this out, little black and white warbler right here. Little migratory warbler. Flying right by me. Check this out. Little male black and white warbler migrating up north to breed. They breed as far north as about mid-Canada, and they kind of climb the trees like a nuthatch. But oh, we got another cool warbler right here. We got a prairie warbler. So this is what we call a mixed flock, and a lot of warbler species will kind of travel in little groups, especially coming from their perilous journeys up from South America all the way from the Gulf, landing in Florida finally. And they're kind of desperately eating as much food as they can to charge up their bodies to head up north. Let's see if we can get a better look at that prairie warbler. So I'm doing something called pishing. And what that does is it imitates a scolding wren call. And for whatever reason, a lot of songbirds really seem to perk up when that call is performed well. As you can see, this black and white warbler came right into it. And that's one of the special things about the environment we're in right now. This is the palmetto forest of Central Florida. But really, anytime during the spring migration, you can get outside to your backyards and see these birds likely. This is eastern North America, so you're gonna get a lot of different birds out west. But for this section of the United States, if you live in the eastern North America and get outside between the months of April and May, you'll probably get a lot of these little guys floating around, bopping around. Always a treat. Always a treat to see them. Let's see what else we can find. Check out this beautiful Florida orb weaver spider. Now, I don't know the exact species. Florida has multiple, but it's got this beautiful coloration here. This is likely a female based on all that coloration, but these guys will create some of the most intricate webs in this ecosystem. They'll catch a variety of insects at night. You know, they're not that big. This one's not that big, although there are some in Florida that get quite large. This is a rather small species, but they are integral to the mangrove habitat. As you can see, it's on one of these mangrove leaves here. Oh my gosh. Hello, Mr. Owl. So see what this owl is doing? It's looking down at the water, and it might actually hunt either some crabs, or it could be some fish in here that it's kind of eyeballing right now. This is incredible. This is very, very hard to catch, especially during the day. Barred owls are what is called nocturnal. Nocturnal means they're only out at night. However, they'll sometimes be diurnal, which means daytime. Especially in environments like this that are a little darker, you can really get an idea of this habitat. This is perfect Florida barred owl habitat. Yeah. And while we're watching this beautiful owl, check out this guy. This guy is called an air plant. They're epiphytes, and they cling to surfaces through kind of little tendrils, and they will basically wick the moisture straight out of the air and use that to grow. So you can see this little guy. It's just kind of the start of it on this mangrove. Now we got a purple common grackle kind of screaming at this guy right now, saying like, what the heck are you doing in my swamp? But the owl is clearly stronger than the grackle, even though the grackle thinks it is stronger than the owl. And if we kind of pan to the estuary, you can see a whole bunch of activity right on the surface. And that activity is just little minnows. And that'll actually keep this owl pretty satisfied throughout the day. They can eat a bunch of minnows that'll kind of keep them satisfied. They can find, like I said, some crabs in here, maybe even some snakes or lizards or frogs. I might actually get a look at some of these purple grackles here. Yep, they're trying to attack it. So you can see that this is what's called mobbing. For whatever reason, small birds do this. Now get a look at those talons. You can kind of see these talons on this bird. We've got 2 toes in the front and 2 toes in the back, and that kind of helps them grip their prey. If it's doing what I'm thinking, which is about to hunt out of this lagoon, what it's going to do is it's going to take those talons of it and jump down right to the water's edge, grab whatever's in the water, and then rush up to a branch and eat it. Now, this is something they usually do at night, but you can see this guy has something locked in the water. I mean, it has been looking at that water for a solid 10 minutes, and we're feet away from this thing, and it just continues to stay focused. So I'm really hoping if we wait it out, we'll have some action here. So a big dilemma with these barred owls actually right now, they're facing a lot of press, bad press. Out in the western US, people are pushing to actually hunt these barred owls. Now, the reason they're actually wanting to hunt these barred owls is because there's a similar species to this beautiful barred owl called the spotted owl. And the spotted owl is a little harder to find. They are endangered, and they're declining at rapid rates. And it's actually due to competition with barred owls. So managers have suggested, since the barred owls in these areas are overpopulated, hunting them. Now, luckily, we don't got spotted owls here, so these Florida barred owls are safe. But out west, their population is skyrocketed. So it's a real dilemma. And there's no really good answer to that question. Comment below what you think should happen with those owls. I try to stay neutral with the whole thing. Although I personally, if I think, oh, check this snake out. We got a snake right here. We got a little water snake. And owls will also eat water snakes. So it actually is probably looking at that snake and thinking, oh, looks like the snake might go up on the log here. If I had some water shoes, I'd go get it. Check that out. Beautiful water snake. Well, our friend the barred owl has been absolutely amazing for us. It is incredibly rare to witness such a honestly elusive bird in the daytime, especially in its natural habitat. What's really, really neat about this experience is you guys got to see not only a barred owl, but a Florida barred owl in the Florida barred owl's main habitat. So that is absolutely amazing. I think this was an incredible experience, and I just want to thank you guys for watching, and also our lovely barred owl here. Until next time.